Hold on tight, folks, because if you've ever felt underestimated, pushed aside, or just plain wronged, something absolutely giant has just happened that you cannot afford to miss. Have you been through the fire, seen betrayal, and wondered if God was even listening? Well, let me tell you, what's unfolding right now is a spiritual earthquake, shaking everything you thought you knew about justice and divine timing. This isn't just another video. This is your moment of truth, your incredible vindication, backed by the timeless wisdom of the Bible and the undeniable power of Jesus Christ himself. We're talking about a transformation so profound, it's leaving. Those who tried to bury you absolutely reeling, regretting every single move they made. You know that gnawing feeling, that spiritual pain, wondering why your adversaries seem to thrive? Well, get ready for a divine turnaround. Because the very same people who underestimated your faith, who reveled in your struggles, are now experiencing a reckoning so deep it's shaking them to their core. This is not theory, folks. This is happening right now, and you need to understand every single detail. If you believe in the power of God and want to witness firsthand how the tables are turning for the chosen, then you must stay until the very end. What you're about to hear will not only validate your journey, but will equip you with a profound understanding of spiritual warfare and ultimate victory. Don't waste another second wondering. Your complete story, the one where you triumph through faith, is about to unfold. This is the spiritual reward you've been waiting for. Let's dive in. You know, it's quite something, isn't it? You see those folks who once thought they had it all figured out, those who perhaps underestimated or even outright dismissed the chosen ones, and suddenly they're crumbling. Not because of some grand act of vengeance, mind you, or some elaborate scheme for payback. Oh no, it's far more subtle, yet infinitely more potent. Think about it. They're falling apart behind closed doors, and the most remarkable part, it's simply because the chosen ones stopped showing up. It reminds me of that old saying, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. It's almost ironic, isn't it? The very absence of those they once scorned has created a void, a gnawing emptiness that's far more painful than any direct confrontation could ever be. It's as if a vital thread was pulled from the fabric of their lives, and now everything's unraveling. This isn't about retribution from the chosen ones. It's about the inherent value they brought, a value only now truly being appreciated in its heartbreaking absence. It's a powerful lesson in understanding true worth, and sometimes it takes a little spiritual nudge for people to truly see it. It's a phenomenon that speaks volumes about the human heart, isn't it? People so often take for granted the very blessings they've been given, treating them with disdain or indifference. And then, poof, when that light, that source of stability, that quiet strength, is no longer there, it's as if their world shifts on its axis. We see this often in our own lives, don't we? How we only truly lament what we've lost once it's completely out of reach. It's a profound spiritual truth that genuine connection and peace aren't things you can simply discard without consequence. They are threads woven by the hand of God, and when they're severed, there's a profound emptiness. This isn't about the chosen ones orchestrating some grand punishment. It's the natural consequence of denying the light that Jesus Christ brought into their lives, directly or indirectly through his followers. Consider the story of the prodigal son, for instance, found in Luke 15:11-32. The son leaves, squanders his inheritance, and only when he's at his lowest point does he realize the true value of what he left behind. He misses the presence, the peace, the abundance of his father's house. Similarly, these oppressors, in their arrogance, overlooked the very essence that held their own lives together, the quiet strength and unwavering faith of those they belittled. Now, in the stillness of their own minds, with no one to project their insecurities onto, they're confronted with an uncomfortable truth. It's a lonely reckoning, one where their own actions echo in the silence. It reminds us that often the most impactful lessons aren't taught through lectures, but through absence. This quiet unraveling is a testament to the fact that you simply can't diminish a soul that's rooted in faith without experiencing some reverberation. Those who operate from a place of genuine peace and self-improvement, guided by the principles of the Bible, are like anchors. When they're removed, the ship of those who relied on them, even unknowingly, starts to drift aimlessly. It's almost comical how quickly things can go south when the very people you scorned were the ones quietly holding up your crumbling facade. It's a subtle yet undeniable demonstration of spiritual law at play, showing that true stability comes not from power over others, but from an inner strength cultivated through a deep connection with God. So, as we ponder this fascinating turn of events, remember that it's not about revenge, but about recognition. It's about the dawning realization that the peace the chosen ones cultivated, that unwavering faith in Jesus Christ that saw them through, was a far more powerful force than any aggression or manipulation. And this recognition, my friend, is just the beginning of understanding the immense power that lies within those who choose the path of light, a path illuminated by the wisdom found in the Bible. It's a profound truth, and it sets the stage for even deeper insights into the spiritual shifts happening all around us. My friend, what we're witnessing today is nothing short of a seismic shift in spiritual power. It's like the very foundations of long-held deceptions are being shaken to their core. For far too long, folks have spun elaborate tales, built narratives about the chosen ones that were, frankly, pure fiction. And what's happening now? Those manufactured stories, those carefully constructed lies, are crumbling. Think of it like this: the chosen ones were, in essence, the very thread that held everything together for these deceivers. Without their presence, without their constant availability to be projected upon or blamed, the whole flimsy structure of falsehoods is just collapsing. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The truth, as they say, always finds a way to surface. And when it does, it's often more powerful than any lie, no matter how meticulously crafted. This isn't just a minor adjustment. It's a fundamental reordering, orchestrated by a force far greater than any human machination. This isn't some accident. Mind you, this is the hand of God at work, gently, yet undeniably, peeling back the layers of deceit. You see, when people build their lives or their reputations on misrepresenting others, especially those who walk in faith, it's a shaky foundation at best. The Bible teaches us in John 8:32, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And oh boy, is that truth ever setting things free now, free from the burden of lies. It's liberating for the chosen ones, of course, but it's a stark, often painful awakening for those who perpetuated the falsehoods. They thought they were so clever, weaving their narratives, But they overlooked one crucial element: the divine oversight that eventually brings all things into the light. Think of it like a grand tapestry. The chosen ones were an essential part of that weave, a strong, vibrant thread. The moment they stepped back, the entire pattern began to distort, revealing the imperfections and gaps that the deceivers had tried so hard to hide. Their fabricated stories about the chosen ones, meant to diminish and control, now simply have no anchor. There's no one there to fit into the roles they created, no one to validate their twisted perceptions. It's almost humorous, really, to watch the frantic scramble as they realize their carefully constructed world is disintegrating, all because the very subjects of their lies are no longer playing their part in the charade. This spiritual power shift is truly something to behold, a clear sign of divine justice unfolding. And what about us as we observe this unfolding? It's a powerful reminder to always root ourselves in truth, to let our lives be reflections of Jesus Christ, and to trust that even in moments of being misunderstood or maligned, God is working behind the scenes. Our faith isn't just a personal conviction. It's a force that can, in time, expose falsehoods and realign spiritual balances. The very presence of a person grounded in biblical principles, even in their silence or absence, can be a profound testament to truth. It's a quiet, yet undeniably effective, form of spiritual warfare, where the greatest weapon is simply living authentically and allowing divine timing to expose what needs to be exposed. So, as we see these old narratives crumble, let us remember the unwavering power of truth and the quiet strength of those who live by it. This isn't just about the collapse of lies. It's about the rising of something genuine, something powerful, something deeply rooted in the very heart of God. And this, my friend, leads us beautifully into the next phase of this incredible journey, as we explore how these chosen ones, seemingly buried, have actually emerged stronger than ever before. Now, here's where it gets truly inspiring, my friend. You know, for a while there, many might have thought the chosen ones were effectively silenced, buried in silence even. But guess what? They came back like fire. Isn't that just like the divine irony? Those who tried to snuff out their light, to bury them under a pile of gossip and false accusations, only fueled their transformation. It reminds me of the phoenix, rising from the ashes, seemingly destroyed, but emerging stronger, brighter, and more resilient than ever before. This wasn't some quick fix or a superficial glow-up. Oh no, this was a deep, fundamental rebuilding. They survived the onslaught, endured the whisper campaigns, and quietly, privately, they rebuilt themselves. This process wasn't for show. It was a profound spiritual re-engineering, guided by an unwavering faith in Jesus Christ. Think about the sheer resilience required for that kind of solitary rebuilding. When you're facing defamation, when people are actively trying to tear you down, it's incredibly tempting to lash out, to defend yourself constantly. But the chosen ones, they chose a different path. They chose to go inward, to lean on their faith, and to allow God to be their strength. This isn't just about getting through a tough time. It's about emerging from it with a clarity and a wisdom that simply can't be taught in a classroom. They became stronger, wiser, and clearer. It's like forging steel in the hottest fire. The result is something far more robust and unyielding. The trials they faced, far from breaking them, refined them. It's a beautiful testament to the power of perseverance rooted in biblical principles, and this cosmic glow they now possess. It's not some manufactured sheen, it's earned. It's the radiance that comes from truly overcoming monumental challenges, from staring adversity in the face and saying, "Not today, Satan." This isn't about external validation or seeking applause. It's an inner light that radiates outward because of the deep work done within. When you walk through fire and come out refined, that kind of transformation shines. It's the kind of glow you see in someone who has truly wrestled with their spirit, sought the wisdom of the Bible, and found solace and strength in God. It's inspiring, isn't it? It shows us that our deepest struggles can indeed become our greatest triumphs if we allow them to. Consider the story of Job, for instance, in the Old Testament. Job lost everything, faced immense suffering, yet his faith in God never wavered. And what happened? In the end, he was blessed twofold. The chosen ones, in their own way, have lived out a similar narrative. They were counted out, written off, perhaps even seen as forgotten by the world, but in the quiet solitude of their Kelar, rebuilding, they were being refined by the divine hand. Their survival wasn't merely physical. It was a profound spiritual resurgence, a testament to the fact that when you're truly connected to Jesus Christ, no amount of worldly opposition can extinguish your light. So, as we observe this astonishing transformation, let it sink in. This is what happens when individuals lean into their faith during their darkest hours. It's a powerful lesson for all of us, that our struggles are not meant to destroy us, but to forge us into something more magnificent. And this, my friend, leads us naturally to consider the profound impact this transformation is having on those who once sought to diminish them. What a divine turnaround, wouldn't you say? Now, my friend, this is where things get truly interesting and perhaps a little uncomfortable for some. A significant theme emerging from all of this is the undeniable awakening of the oppressor's conscience. It's like a persistent bell, swinging and not letting them sleep. Can you imagine that? The very peace they tried to deny others is now eluding them. Their minds, once perhaps filled with self-righteous justifications, are now full of memories. Not of triumph, but of their past actions, the harm they inflicted, the lies they perpetuated. It's leading to a deep, unsettling remorse and what we might call a soul-level reckoning. This isn't just a fleeting moment of regret. It's a profound internal shift, guided by a spiritual truth that even the hardest hearts cannot ignore indefinitely. It's a powerful testament to the fact that you can run from your actions, but you can't hide from your conscience forever, especially when the hand of God is involved. It's a biblical principle, really. Proverbs 28:1 tells us, "The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion." In this context, the oppressors are being pursued not by physical adversaries, but by the relentless echoes of their own choices. Their minds are replaying scenes, reliving moments where they sought to diminish or control the chosen ones. This isn't external punishment. It's an internal consequence, a heavy weight that settles upon their spirit. The truth, like a persistent light, is now illuminating the dark corners of their past, forcing them to confront the very realities they tried to bury. It's a quiet but potent form of divine justice, demonstrating that true peace comes from aligning oneself with righteousness, a path illuminated by Jesus Christ. And what a bitter pill that must be to swallow, to suddenly realize the depth of your error, not because someone is forcing it upon you, but because your own spirit is crying out for accountability. The remorse isn't just about wishing things. We're different. It's about the deep-seated knowledge that their actions caused real pain and disruption, not just to the chosen ones, but ultimately to themselves. It's a soul grappling with its own choices, perhaps for the very first time with genuine introspection. This kind of reckoning can be incredibly isolating, as the external distractions and false bravado that once provided comfort begin to fade, leaving them alone with their unaddressed past. It's a stark reminder that true spiritual freedom can only come through genuine repentance and seeking forgiveness from God. We see examples of this in Scripture too. Consider Judas Iscariot, who, after betraying Jesus Christ, was overcome with remorse, Matthew 27:3-5. While his story took a tragic turn, it illustrates the profound impact of a tormented conscience. The oppressors, in their own way, are experiencing a version of this internal turmoil. Their once secure world, built on control and manipulation, is now being undermined by their own minds. This isn't something the chosen ones had to actively do. Their very absence, their quiet perseverance, has allowed this internal process to unfold. It's a fascinating dynamic, isn't it? The power of their silent example, their unwavering faith, is now serving as a mirror, reflecting the truth back to those who tried to obscure it. So, as we observe this unfolding spiritual drama, let us remember the importance of a clear conscience and the transformative power of repentance. This internal struggle, though painful for those experiencing it, is a necessary step towards a truer understanding of themselves and their place in the divine order. And this, my friend, naturally leads us to explore perhaps the most powerful and unexpected weapon of the chosen ones, their profound commitment to peace. What a journey of revelation this is! Ah, my friend, now we come to a truly counterintuitive, yet profoundly powerful truth: the chosen one's choice for peace over vengeance. Isn't that something? It's stated quite clearly that this very choice destroyed them, referring, of course, to the oppressors. This isn't about physical destruction. It's a spiritual dismantling, far more effective than any direct confrontation. By choosing not to react, by refusing to engage in the very drama and negativity that the oppressors thrived on, the chosen ones deprived their tormentors of something essential: energy and control. It's like trying to fight with someone who simply won't fight back. Eventually, their aggression has nowhere to go but inward. This quiet, unwavering commitment to inner peace, deeply rooted in the teachings of Jesus Christ, became the oppressor's death sentence, not of life, but of their influence and power over others. You see, the oppressors were often addicted to the reaction. They thrived on stirring up chaos, on getting a rise out of the chosen ones. It made them feel powerful, important, in control. But when the chosen ones simply withdrew, nurtured their faith, and embraced a path of internal serenity, it pulled the rug right out from under the oppressors. There was no longer an audience for their theatrics, no one to validate their twisted narratives. It's a profound illustration of the principle found in Romans 12:19, where it says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge. I will repay,' says the Lord." The chosen ones instinctively understood this, trusting that God would handle the justice, while they focused on cultivating their own spirits. This isn't passivity, mind you. This is active, intentional peace. It's a strength that comes from within, from knowing your worth in the eyes of God, and from refusing to allow external negativity to dictate your internal state. When you are firmly anchored in your faith, as taught in the Bible, the storms around you can rage, but they cannot uproot you. The oppressors, in their constant need for conflict, found themselves without an antagonist. It's like a performer stepping onto a stage, ready for their grand act, only to find the audience has left. What a deflating experience. Their carefully constructed identities, often built on being in opposition to the chosen ones, had no foundation left. Consider the example of Jesus Christ himself. When he was persecuted, he didn't retaliate. He spoke truth, yes, but he didn't engage in petty arguments or seek worldly revenge. His peace and his unwavering purpose were his most potent responses. And that's precisely the blueprint the chosen ones followed. Their internal calm, their focus on growth and spiritual well-being, was a force that the oppressors simply couldn't comprehend or combat. It exposed the hollowness of their own existence, which relied so heavily on the perceived weaknesses or struggles of others. So, as we reflect on this profound revelation, let us truly grasp the power of choosing peace. It's not weakness. It's a strategic, divinely inspired act that disarms and disempowers. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the greatest victory isn't won with a sword, but with a quiet, unwavering heart full of faith. And this extraordinary power of peaceful existence leads us directly into our next insight: how the very presence and prosperity of the chosen ones serves as a silent, yet potent form of justice. My friend, isn't it truly fascinating how the mere existence and flourishing of the chosen ones can serve as a silent punishment for those who sought to harm them? It's not about active retribution. It's a powerful, almost spiritual consequence. Their growth, their continued peace, their very resilience in the face of past adversity acts like a relentless spotlight, exposing the lies and the poor choices of the oppressors. It's making them feel utterly exposed and filled with regret, and honestly, it's a masterclass in divine justice. This isn't a strategy the chosen ones had to devise. It's a natural outcome of living a life rooted in faith and alignment with God's will, as revealed in the Bible. Think about it. While the oppressors were busy trying to tear them down, the chosen ones were quietly building themselves up, often in solitude, leaning on their faith in Jesus Christ. Now, their radiant peace and progress are undeniable. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing your own flaws magnified, not because someone is pointing them out, but because the contrast with genuine virtue is so stark. The oppressors, who likely reveled in the perceived downfall of the chosen ones, are now confronted with their undeniable rise. This creates an internal dissonance, a gnawing discomfort that no amount of external distraction can alleviate. This silent witness is profoundly effective because it can't be argued with or dismissed. It's not a lecture or a confrontation, it's simply being. The very success and spiritual buoyancy of the chosen ones invalidate every false narrative, every derogatory whisper the oppressors spread. Imagine trying to convince others that someone is weak or a failure, only to have that person consistently thrive, radiating strength and peace. It dismantles the oppressor's credibility and forces them to face the truth of their own actions. It's a powerful lesson in sowing and reaping, straight from the good book. Galatians 6-7 reminds us, Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. It's almost a spiritual, poetic justice, wouldn't you say? The chosen ones didn't need to lift a finger for revenge. Their commitment to their own healing, their unwavering faith, and their decision to walk in peace became the most potent weapon against their former tormentors. Their light, once dimmed by malicious intent, now shines so brightly that it casts long shadows on the darkness that tried to consume it. This exposure, this internal reckoning for the oppressors, is far more impactful than any external punishment could ever be. So, as we observe this profound aspect of the chosen one's journey, let us understand that sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is simply to live a life of authentic faith and purpose, letting your light shine for all to see. It's a testament to the enduring power of God's grace and the profound impact of walking in His ways. And this, my friend, brings us to an even more intriguing twist in this narrative: how the very negativity hurled at the chosen ones has boomeranged back to its source. My friend, prepare yourself for another truly remarkable aspect of this divine unfolding. It's almost a universal law, isn't it? The video explains that all those negative words, the whispers, the curses aimed at the chosen ones, they've come back like a boomerang. Can you believe it? The very attempts to destroy their reputation, to cast them in a bad light, have inadvertently done the opposite. It's almost comical how their efforts to bury the chosen ones have, in fact, built their legend. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a powerful testament to spiritual principles at work, a clear demonstration that what you send out into the universe, particularly when it's rooted in malice, often returns to your own doorstep. It's a profound lesson in the power of words and the unwavering justice of God. Think about it. The oppressors, in their relentless pursuit to tear down the chosen ones, inadvertently kept their name alive. Every piece of gossip, every fabricated story served only to draw more attention. It's like trying to extinguish a fire by fanning it. You only make it stronger. Now, the very name of the chosen one is haunting them. It's not because the chosen ones are actively doing anything. It's because the oppressors are constantly reminded of their own misguided efforts and the undeniable triumph of those they sought to diminish. This is a clear illustration of Proverbs 26-27. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. Whoever rolls a stone, it will roll back on them. Their own negative energy is now consuming them, a spiritual consequence they likely never anticipated. It's a phenomenon that speaks volumes about the futility of trying to destroy someone who is truly walking in faith. When your foundation is in Jesus Christ, when you are rooted in the wisdom of the Bible, the slings and arrows of negativity simply cannot penetrate your core. Instead, they often deflect and return to sender. The oppressors thought they were so clever, so strategic in their attempts to spread falsehoods. But what they failed to realize is that truth, especially divine truth, has an incredible way of prevailing. Their efforts to tarnish a reputation instead etched it into a more powerful narrative, turning the chosen ones into symbols of resilience and unwavering faith. This boomerang effect is a powerful reminder for us all to be incredibly mindful of the words we speak and the intentions we harbor. Negativity, gossip, and curses are not just harmless expressions. They are spiritual seeds that will eventually bear fruit. And often, that fruit is bitter for the one who planted it. The oppressors are now experiencing the harvest of their own ill intent, and it's a harsh reality to face. Their attempts to destroy inadvertently forged a legend, transforming the chosen ones into something far greater than they could have ever imagined. So, as we observe this fascinating twist, let us always remember the power of our words and the undeniable truth that God's justice often works in the most unexpected and ironic ways. And this brings us to another critical realization: how the oppressors tragically misunderstood the true significance of the chosen ones in their own lives. What a journey of revelation this continues to be, wouldn't you say? My friend, this next insight is absolutely crucial, revealing a profound misunderstanding that ultimately led to the downfall of the oppressors. It's now being revealed that they tragically viewed the chosen ones as merely temporary or even replaceable as a plan B. Oh, how wrong they were. The truth, as it's now coming to light, is that the chosen ones were in fact the blueprint and the very engine that kept everything together. Their absence, therefore, didn't just cause a hiccup. It caused everything to collapse for the oppressors. This is a bitter pill for them to swallow, as they now perceive with stark clarity that they've lost something truly irreplaceable. It's a powerful demonstration of how underestimating the value of those walking in faith can lead to unforeseen and devastating consequences. Isn't it amazing how hindsight often brings such piercing clarity? The oppressors, in their arrogance, assumed they could simply discard or sideline the individuals who, unbeknownst to them, were providing essential spiritual and practical stability. They thought they were the main players, pulling the strings, when in reality, the chosen ones were the very foundation upon which their own lives, perhaps even their perceived success, rested. It reminds me of the passage in Matthew 21:42, where Jesus Christ speaks of the stone the builders rejected becoming the cornerstone. The chosen ones were that cornerstone, the essential element they casually cast aside, only to realize, too late, that their entire structure depended on it. This wasn't just about their presence, but about their essence, their unwavering faith, their quiet strength, their integrity, and perhaps their often unacknowledged contributions. These qualities, rooted in the teachings of the Bible, acted as a unifying force, a moral compass, or even just a stable emotional presence that inadvertently kept the oppressors grounded, even if they didn't realize it. When that anchor was removed, the entire vessel began to drift, then capsize. It's a tragic realization for the oppressors. The very people they sought to control or dismiss were, in reality, indispensable to their own well-being and stability. The profound sense of loss they're now experiencing isn't just about the absence of a person. It's the realization that they've lost a fundamental piece of their own operational system. They believed they were self-sufficient, but the unraveling of their lives without the chosen ones reveals a stark dependency they were too blind or too proud to acknowledge. It's a sobering lesson for anyone who believes they can thrive by diminishing others, especially those who carry the light of God within them. So, as we reflect on this profound misunderstanding, let us always appreciate the true value of every individual, especially those whose quiet strength and unwavering faith may not always be obvious on the surface. For sometimes, the people we least expect are the very blueprint for our own stability. And this leads us directly to another poignant truth: the parasitic relationship some had with the struggles of the chosen ones. What an unfolding of spiritual revelation this continues to be. All right, my friend, let's peel back another layer of this fascinating spiritual dynamic. Here's a rather uncomfortable truth that's now coming to light. Some individuals were, believe it or not, addicted to your struggle, not your strength. Isn't that a peculiar thought? They weren't drawn to the chosen ones because of their resilience or their unwavering faith. No, they fed on their pain. It's almost as if they felt a twisted sense of importance, a surge of power when the Phawis, a surge of power when the Thay. Chosen one was vulnerable, in need of fixing, or simply in turmoil. But here's the kicker. The moment the chosen one began to heal, to find their peace and strength in Jesus Christ, it took the power away from these oppressors and rendered them utterly irrelevant. It's a stark reminder that some people gain their perceived significance from the suffering of others, a truly ungodly dynamic. This isn't a new phenomenon by any stretch. You see it play out in various forms throughout life and even in biblical narratives. Think about the Pharisees and their constant need to find fault with Jesus Christ. They weren't interested in his message of love and redemption. They were invested in his perceived shortcomings, anything that would give them power over him. Similarly, these oppressors derived a sense of control and self-worth from the chosen one's perceived struggles. It was their fix, their source of validation. The Bible teaches us in 1 Peter 5-8, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." While we're not talking about literal devils, the spiritual principle holds. Some delight in the vulnerability of others, seeking to exploit it. Can you imagine the shock for these individuals when their fix was suddenly gone? When the chosen one stopped being the source of drama, the person to be helped, or the subject of their controlling narratives. It's like pulling the plug on their main power source. Their carefully constructed identity, which relied on the chosen one being in a state of need, simply dissolved. They suddenly had no role to play, no one to rescue, no one to advise. In a condescending way, this wasn't about genuine care. It was about the ego boost they received from being in a position of perceived superiority. The healing of the chosen one, rooted in their deepening faith and connection with God, disrupted this entire unhealthy dynamic. It's a powerful lesson, my friend, on discernment. It teaches us to be wary of those who seem to thrive on our difficulties, those who are perpetually helping but never truly empowering. The chosen ones, by healing and stepping into their full strength, inadvertently exposed this parasitic relationship. Their spiritual growth, nurtured by the wisdom of the Bible, became the ultimate disruptor. It's almost an act of divine mercy, allowing these unhealthy attachments to be severed, though it's certainly not comfortable for those on the receiving end. So, as we ponder this intricate web of human interaction, let us recognize the profound liberation that comes from healing and wholeness. It not only empowers the individual, but also dismantles the unhealthy dynamics that may have unknowingly held them back. And this, my friend, sets the stage beautifully for our next point, which explores how this healing completely shattered the oppressor's entire charade. What a truly insightful journey this is turning out to be. My friend, this next truth is absolutely revelatory, truly showcasing the profound impact of the chosen one's journey. The healing they underwent is described as nothing less than the collapse of an entire performance by the oppressors. Isn't that something? These individuals had built their very identity, their sense of self, around the perceived fragility or brokenness of the chosen ones. It was their stage, their script, and they were the lead actors, always ready to fix or control. But now, with the chosen one no longer needing fixing, the oppressor's roles and their control have utterly disintegrated. It's a powerful, almost biblical undoing, revealing the emptiness of a life built on the pretense of power over others, rather than on genuine connection with God. Think about it this way. Their entire act relied on the chosen one, being a static character, perpetually in need of their intervention, their advice, their help that was often laced with control. It gave them a purpose, albeit a twisted one. They reveled in the drama, perhaps feeling superior by being the supposed problem solvers. But when the chosen one embraced their healing, nurtured by their unwavering faith in Jesus Christ and the wisdom of the Bible, they stepped out of the role assigned to them. They ceased to be the damsel in distress, the project, the broken individual. And with that, the oppressor's meticulously constructed performance had no audience, no co-star, no reason to continue. The curtain simply fell. This isn't about the chosen ones actively dismantling anything. No, it's about their light, their wholeness, naturally exposing the shadows. When you no longer play the part others cast for you, especially when that part serves their ego, their entire script becomes irrelevant. It's a profound spiritual truth, authentic self-improvement, true healing, and a deepening connection with God are powerful forces that can effortlessly dismantle even the most entrenched manipulative dynamics. Their healing wasn't just personal. It had a ripple effect, exposing the fragility of those who gained their strength from another's weakness. Finally, my friend, we arrive at perhaps the most poignant and truly heartbreaking revelation in this entire narrative. The video clarifies that the tears shed by the oppressors are not, in fact, for the absence of the chosen ones. Oh no, that would be too simple. Their anguish is for who they will never become. Isn't that a profound twist? The ascent of the chosen ones has become a brutal mirror, starkly exposing the oppressor's false confidence and revealing, with painful clarity, what they truly lack in spiritual resilience and genuine character. It's a devastating self-realization, a confrontation with their own spiritual void, brought about not by external judgment, but by the undeniable light of those they tried to dim. This, my friend, is perhaps the deepest form of reckoning orchestrated by the unerring hand of God. Consider the sheer weight of that realization. They thought they were superior, powerful, perhaps even spiritually enlightened, all while diminishing. Others, their confidence was built on a shaky foundation of external validation and control. But as the chosen ones, guided by their unwavering faith in Jesus Christ and the timeless wisdom of the Bible, rose above the adversity, their light shone brightly enough to illuminate the oppressor's own spiritual poverty. It's like standing next to someone radiant and suddenly seeing your own dullness, not because they are criticizing you, but simply because their brilliance makes your lack of luster undeniable. This isn't about the chosen ones seeking to inflict pain. It's about their authentic existence serving as an unavoidable truth. This profound disappointment, this internal sorrow, is not easily assuaged. It's the grief for a lost potential, for a version of themselves they could have been if they had chosen a path of integrity, empathy, and genuine connection, rather than manipulation and self-serving ambition. The chosen ones didn't need to preach to them. Their very lives became a sermon, a living testament to what true spiritual strength looks like. And this living sermon is far more impactful than any words could ever be, exposing the deep-seated flaws in the oppressor's own character, making them confront the truth of their spiritual emptiness. It reminds me of the rich young ruler in Matthew 19:16-22, who came to Jesus Christ seeking eternal life, but ultimately walked away sad because he could not give up his possessions. His sorrow was not for losing Jesus, but for what he knew he would never become by clinging to his earthly wealth. Similarly, these oppressors are lamenting the spiritual richness and genuine peace that now seems unattainable to them, a direct result of their past choices. The chosen one's journey is a vivid living example of resilience, faith, and inner peace, setting a standard that, for the oppressors, feels agonizingly out of reach. So, as we bring this incredible exploration to a close, let us reflect on the profound mirror that others can be in our lives. Let us always strive to be the kind of individuals whose light inspires, rather than inadvertently exposes the spiritual failings of others. This entire narrative is a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith, the unwavering justice of God, and the enduring triumph of those who walk in His light. Wow, what a journey, right? You've just uncovered profound truths about spiritual justice and your unwavering faith. Now, I've got to ask, what part of this revelation resonated most deeply with your soul? What's your biggest takeaway from seeing how God is moving on behalf of the chosen? Drop your thoughts, your experiences right there in the comments below. I genuinely want to hear from you. If this message ignited something within you, if you believe in the transformative power of the Bible and Jesus Christo, then don't miss out on what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because we've got even more life-changing content that you absolutely need to see. And speaking of what's next, there's another video appearing on your screen that will take your spiritual understanding to the next level. Go ahead, click it, and continue this incredible journey with us. Until next time, stay blessed. This is Jose signing off.